Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rank and File Sports with Jonah and Connor. Today we're going to be continuing our schedule previews with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We're going to be releasing these videos in the order of our way too early top 25 until we get through those, and then we'll continue with the rest of the Power 4 teams. So please make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on your favorite team's video, as well as our official team-by-team predictions over the summer. Taking a look at this Notre Dame schedule, they have a total of 7 home games and 5 games on the road. And overall, we're going to give it a difficulty of 3.5 out of 10. A lot of Power 4 teams on here, but overall, nothing really looks too difficult aside from the first 2 games, in my opinion.
Yeah, opening the season against Miami at Miami, it's definitely going to be an interesting game. Miami obviously getting Carson Beck out of the transfer portal. He's proven himself to be a winner at Georgia, but we aren't very high on the fact that Carson Beck can lead the Miami team to as much success as he had at Georgia, just because Miami's defense is not on the same level as Georgia defenses in the past, or even the current Georgia defense. So we do like Notre Dame in this game, giving them about a 70% chance to win in this game. And then they have a very, very early bye in their season.
Yeah, out of that first bye week, they play Texas A&M. It was week 1 of 2024 when they played, and that was a great game. Ended up making a huge difference in Notre Dame's season as far as seeding and everything in the college football playoffs. This time, the Fighting Irish get Texas A&M at home, and overall, it should be pretty comparable as far as talent goes, honestly. But with the home field advantage and just the fact that Texas A&M always seems to struggle in these games, we're going to go ahead and give this one to Notre Dame. About a 70% chance to win here. Schedule lightens up just a little bit after that. Purdue should be a pretty easy game at home. 95% chance to win there. Purdue's really been struggling over these last couple years. A road trip to Arkansas might be a little bit difficult. Arkansas had a solid season in the SEC, but we're still going to give Notre Dame about an 80% chance to win that one on the road. Now, Boise State would have been a really interesting matchup had they played in 2024. We'll have to see how they do in the transfer portal, but losing Ashton Jeanty is going to be a massive loss for Boise State, and I'm really not sure how much they're going to be able to do next season without him unless they make a big splash after the spring game. NC State is up next. The Wolfpack struggled a lot during the 2024 season. So this one, we're going to give Notre Dame about an 85% chance to win also, because I just don't see it getting much better for NC State this year, probably around 6 wins or so. And then USC rivalry game is going to be played earlier than usual this season. They normally save this one towards the end, doing it on October 18th this year. Notre Dame gets it at home, third straight home game for the Fighting Irish. So we're going to give them about an 80% chance to win. I think USC has a chance to be decent this year, but until they can prove it, I'm just not really sure I can buy into it.
Coming out of their bye week, they will be going to Boston College. Boston College last season was a relatively competitive team, especially with Castellanos at quarterback, but with him transferring, I don't think Boston College will be the same team as they were last year. We both have Notre Dame with about an 85% chance to win this game. Then a home game against Navy. Obviously, Navy having one of their best seasons in program history last year. But their one huge loss score wise was to Notre Dame, and we don't think there will be much difference this season. So we do have Notre Dame with about a 90% chance to walk away with the win there. After the Navy game, Notre Dame will be going to Pitt. Pitt's an interesting game, probably one of the tougher games on their schedule outside of the Miami and the Texas A&M game. Pitt's defense has been a bright spot for them over the past couple seasons. But at the end of the day, Notre Dame is going to be the more talented team in this case. With it being a road game for Notre Dame, we are going to give them about an 80% chance to win this, but it should be business as usual for the Fighting Irish. Following that, they will have a home game against Syracuse. Syracuse had a very good season last year, but losing a lot of the key players that led to that success. So Notre Dame is going to have about a 90% chance to walk away with a win there. And then their final game of the season is at Stanford. Obviously, a very far trip for Notre Dame, but Stanford is kind of in a rough spot, not a very competitive team. So we have Notre Dame at about an 85% chance to walk away with a win there.
Yeah, I think Stanford should try and get back into the Pac-12 personally.
Mhm.
But just looking at the schedule, the first two games are really the only ones that stick out to me. If Notre Dame can start 2-0, the odds of finishing undefeated are going to be really, really high, in my opinion. Maybe look out for Arkansas, maybe Pitt, like you said. But I mean, really, just get past Miami and Texas A&M, and you're looking really good to be a top seed in the college football playoffs once again.
Yeah, barring another NIU meltdown like last season, just like you said, Miami and A&M are the two games to look out for. You win those two games, you're looking at a very, very good team, very, very good record going forward, maybe an undefeated season. But there are those couple trap games on there. Arkansas, like you said, Pitt, Syracuse, maybe Syracuse rides off the momentum from last season. But overall, Notre Dame is in very good shape to finish with a very good record, just like last season.
You know, you just brought up a really good point. Maybe we should change Purdue to a 0% chance for Notre Dame to win. Because right after A&M, I don't know, that could be the trap game right there, the one nobody expects. But anyways, looking at the 2024 record, 14-2. Obviously, the NIU loss, like we just talked about, and then the loss in the national championship game to Ohio State. But overall, a very successful year for Notre Dame. Based on all of those percentages we had on the last screen, the projected win total is just under 10 wins at 9.95. We're going to go ahead and go with 11-1. So basically, we think they're going to win one out of the two games between Miami and Texas A&M. But if they get through both of those, maybe they do drop one somewhere. So we don't quite have Notre Dame going undefeated, but I think they'll get close. The official over-under from Vegas is 10.5, with the odds favoring the under just a little bit. So we do like the over for right now. It's looking pretty good for Notre Dame to have another really solid season. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video tomorrow.